I didn't think I'll be able to get this album review out on time over the weekend, but I seem to have had more time on my hands than I normally do. So I said, F it, why not? Job for a Cowboy's Sun Eater. Let's get a better look at that album art. It's pretty sick. It's got the back, equally as badass. The inside, some credits, and you've got your booklet, obviously with your lyrics and more credits. Now, everybody knows, or at least most people should know, that Job for a Cowboy started out as a deathcore outfit, especially with their Doom EP and their most famous song off that EP, Entombment of a Machine. To think that they've gone from that to this powerful death metal sound is astonishing to me. It shows evolution and growth in the band itself, and not only just because they went from deathcore to death metal. I enjoy deathcore. Whitechapel is a band I'm super into right now, but Job for a Cowboy stepped up what defines death metal. While a lot of death metal nowadays don't seem to have this much of groove or melody with it, Job for a Cowboy, especially on Sun Eater, has this groove to it. And maybe that's because of the prominent bass in this album. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of headphones you listen to this album with, or what kind of stereo system or CD player you listen with this album, but you can always hear the bass. The bass is always there. It's cutting through the guitar, the wall of guitars, so well that it's always there. Now, there are certain times where this does get repetitive and may seem annoying, but speaking from a bassist standpoint myself, I enjoy the freaking hell out of this. And the bass offers that natural groove to the wall of sound the guitars and the drums and the vocals create. The guitars are well crafted too, as they have melody and also technicality to it. They've definitely stepped up their musicianship and their compositionship with this latest album. The drums are always pounding. They drive this album to where for me it holds on a high position. The vocals are as powerful as ever. You listen to the Doom EP and then you listen to this song, and I mean, yeah, the guy, I can't remember his name. I think it's Danny. His vocals definitely have grown. And I do miss the pig squeals off of Entombment of a Machine and the Doom EP, but you know, things change, and I think this was probably one of the best times I've ever heard his vocals. It doesn't mean I completely like it. There are some parts where I am very not satisfied about, as when he's vocalizing, I guess I could call it singing since it's a type of singing. When he's singing, he doesn't seem to pronounce the words in the correct sense. He seems to skip syllables, and I did read somewhere that he did state he's focused more on brutality than rather getting the words correctly. Now, I do agree with that to an extent, but I think there should be some form of pronunciation in the lyrics that you're writing. That way, when someone is reading the lyrics, they can actually feel, they can actually follow along and feel what you're trying to express through what you're writing and what you're singing about. But other than that, it's fantastic. The vocals are just probably one of the best I've heard from Job for a Cowboy. Now, certain songs to note, lyrics are, a lot of it are, I don't think many of it has specific meaning, at least from what I've seen. They do seem very mysterious and almost cult-like, but in a good way. They get the listener to think when they're reading the lyrics, like, okay, what does this mean? Philosophical-wise, religious-wise, what are they trying to say? A lot of the songs did get me thinking about certain aspects of life that we put into. And I think that's what makes Sun Eater stand out from other Job for a Cowboy albums, as albums like Genesis and Demonocracy were very political, in a sense. Demonocracy was very political. Genesis was the one of talking about the end times along with certain political aspects. But you get the point. I think, to be completely honest, I think this is one of Job for a Cowboy's best work. And two tracks that I want to highlight is the first two. I think it is called Eating the Visions of God and Son of Naility. Those two tracks are composed and constructed in a way where the ending of Eating the Visions of God and Son of Naility are connected. I was listening to it one night and I didn't know that the Eating the Visions of God ended and I was already into Son of Naility, because the outro to Eating the Visions of God is the intro to Son of Naility. And I thought that was super cool, and it just connected these two songs, not just musical wise, but also composition and lyrical wise at the same time. So those are two of, like, I guess, highlights, or my favorite tracks, at least, on this album. Overall, it's a fantastic album. It's definitely worth the buy if you've got an extra $10 to spare, or if you're looking for another good listen, 45 to 50 minutes of just pure death metal, then definitely pick up Sun Eater by Job for a Cowboy. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Yeah!